Mark Duplass on whether Michael Barnett comes to terms with his egregious enabling of Natalia Grace's abuse in Good American Family final. Michael Barnett, Mark Duplass, may have been acquitted of child abuse charges in the finale of Hulu's Good American Family, but he's still faced with a reckoning of sorts about the role he played in Natalia Grace's, Imogen Faith Reed, horrific childhood. Unlike his wife Christine, Ellen Pompeo, Michael takes a much more passive role in her mistreatment. It's not his idea to abandon her in an Indiana apartment and move to Canada. He rarely even raises his voice at her, let alone impose the verbal lashings on her that Christine does. And yet, he does nothing to stop any of it from happening to the 8-year-old. I think the monstrosity of some of what the character of Michael does in this show is in the subtlety, and is in particular in his passivity, Duplass told Deadline. So I think Michael is gripping whatever normalcy he has and putting blinders on, hoping, oh, well, this is just a bad phase with Natalia, and it'll work out. Oh, Christine will get over it. That turns into the egregious enabling that, I think, leads to, quite frankly, the emotional and spiritual destruction of a being like Natalia that did not deserve that. In the finale, after Michael's trial, Natalia still tries to make him understand his culpability in her abuse. While there's a glimmer of understanding, it's clear he has a long way to go before he might ever truly contend with the destruction caused by his passivity. Duplass unpacks that in the interview below and explains how he drew from his own experiences to approach Michael with empathy and understanding rather than judgment, regardless of his supposed sins. Mark Duplass, so let's just be really honest for a second. It's not like I'm getting all the offers in the world, and I'm like, which of these 25 extremely well-paid premium TV shows am I going to do? There are fewer things being made, so when something comes across my desk, I'm going to give it a ton of consideration. That's for a number of reasons. Part of what I do in my career is the John Cassavetes model. I make a lot of money as an actor, and I use that to fund a lot of the independent television landscape that I work on. So that plays a big part in it, to be in shows like Good American Family, where you never really know, but you have a sense it's really going to work, because of the material, because of Ellen Pompeo, all those things. That brings a lot to my career. Then, when you get into the weeds, for me, what was so compelling about this show in particular was our showrunner's take on it. Katie Robbins and Sarah Sutherland came to me and were right away like, we don't want to do rip from the headline asterisk. We want to do something that actually counts and works. And they had this wonderful take about people's biases and how they rate headlines for these stories, and to sort of play into those biases by doing a multi-perspective take on a tale that we've already seen play out in the headlines and in a documentary series. This idea that the first 4 episodes would play into that larger narrative of, oh my gosh, is this little person that this nice family adopted a monster that's going to destroy them? And to take 4 episodes take people down that road before they flip it. I was like, well, that's pretty daring to do on a big mainstream miniseries. So I really appreciated that approach and the way that it implicates viewers and their biases going into things. Then the character of Michael got me really, really excited, because I think that, while he's a real-life figure, somewhat in the public eye, he's not so indelibly famous that I couldn't take some liberties with how I wanted to do it. I really was interested in a couple of the things that I thought really make Michael tick, at least from this character's perspective, like deep history with mental health issues. I'm really interested in men's mental health and the fragility that brings about, and the fear and Michael's savior complex, because he sees Natalia as someone who has a lack of parental love and interest and care that he had. So he might overextend himself to try to save her and put blinders on. All those things are really fascinating to me.